Hello and welcome to Applications to Jig Project. Today we'll be looking at the first question we have. It states a triangular plot of land has sides of lengths 420, 350, and 160 feet. We are asked to approximate the smallest angle between the sides. So our first step is to actually draw the triangle and label the side lengths. So here we'll put this as A, this will be B, and this will be C. So where they say one has side length of 420 feet, we'll put it like that. Or you know what? We'll put side A as 420 feet. B has 350 feet. And C has 160 feet. And we are asked to approximate the smallest angle between the sides. So in order to do that, we have to find we have to find two measure angles. We have to find the measurements of two angles, and with that we can find a third one, and we can look at which out of those three angles is the smallest. So our first step, we're going to try to find the measure of angle A. So this is going to be our x component here. So we're going to be using law of cosine here. So we know that cosine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. That's not too important here, but it's good to know. So opposite of 420, we're going to square it. So we're going to do 420 squared. We're going to make that equal to, we're going to get our other two measures, 160 squared plus 350 squared minus 2 times both of the measures that are not hypotenuse, that are not the opposite of that angle. So minus 2 times 160 times 350. And this is going to be times the cosine of x, because again, we have to find x. So we can start simplifying this equation more. We know that the square root of 420 is equal to 176,400. And we're going to have 160 squared plus 350 squared, and that is equal to 148,100 minus 2 times 160 times 350. That is going to get us, here, let's not do that. That is going to get us negative 112,000 times, of course, the cosine of x. So we're going to minus 148,100 from both sides in order to simplify this equation more thoroughly. So those two minus together is going to be equal to 28,300 is equal to negative 112,000 times the cosine of x. Then we are going to divide each side by negative 112,000 in order to be left with just the cosine of x. We're going to have this is equal to cosine of x is roughly equal to 112,000. Okay, we're gonna have cosine of x is roughly equal to negative 0.2527, and we know we can do the inverse of cosine, so we can do the cosine inverse of, let's say, roughly 0.25 is roughly equal to x. Don't forget the negative here. So we insert that in our calculator. We get that x, or even better, measure of angle A is roughly equal to 105 degrees. All right, so that's our measure of angle A. Now we have more stuff we have to do, so here, let's get our eraser and erase the X from the circle, from the triangle, I'm sorry. Okay. Technology absolutely adores me. Here. Boom, and then boom. Okay. All right, that's better now. It's going to be 105. All right, so now we're going to be finding the measure of angle C, right? So this is going to be our x variable now. And we can use the law of sines to actually find this angle. Uh, we can have, let's make a little divide and change the color here, actually. We can have that again, we're finding, of course, measure of angle C, and that's going to be our x variable. So we're going to have the sine of x, and we look at the side length opposite to it, which is 160. So sine of x over 160 is equal to measure of angle A, which is sine of 105 over 420. So let's simplify this equation even more. This is going to be equal to 420 times the sine of x is roughly equal to sine of 105. Sine of 105 times 160. That is roughly equal to 154.55. And we're going to divide each side by 420 in order to get sine of x. And then we have that the sine of x is roughly equal to 0.36. We can have 8 right here. Sine of x is roughly equal to 0.368. In order to solve for x here, we're going to do the inverse of sine. So we're going to have the inverse of sine, the inverse sine of 0.368 is roughly equal to x. Now we're going to have x is roughly equal to, have the sine, inverse sine of that is roughly equal to 22 degrees. So that's going to be 22 degrees, or even better yet, measure of angle C is roughly equal to 22 degrees. So we're going to erase that like we did last time. Let's see. Okay. Let's make this a little fatter. Okay. Paint pen. Then we're going to have our blue. All right. So we got, okay. We got our 22 degrees here. All right. And then we know that a triangle, of course, adds up to 180. So we're going to have 100. And in order to find the measure of angle B, we can just do 180 is equal to 180 is equal to 105 plus 22 plus x. And by using simple math in a calculator, we can get that the measure, let's actually make this, we can get that the measure of angle B is roughly equal to 105 plus 22 is roughly equal to 53 degrees. Yeah, 53. And the question, of course, we must remember the question like always, is approximate the smallest angle between the sides. So our smallest angle is angle C with a measure of 22 degrees, which we have here. Measure the measure of angle C is our smallest angle, which is our answer. Measure of angle C is equal to 22 degrees. And that'll be it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your patience. And we're going to be moving on to number 2 in another video.